Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Good morning, everybody. Today is going to be a battle from the 29th of October, and as you'll see, it is the first good battle in the MBT-70. I've had some alright battles, I've had some decent enough battles, but this was the first one that was cut and dried, straight up, start to finish, good battle. So, still running with the Boris sound mod. I haven't deactivated it or changed things over. It's just been kind of too busy lately to change things over. So I will work on that, but until then, definitely before I do the first send for the KPZ-70, I will redo something about the sound so that you're not listening to the less than optimal sounds. Anyway, unless I'm driving my MBT-70 or probably in the future the KPZ-70, I have not been heading to the sea point on this map at all because you just can't get there fast enough to do anything and you end up getting shot out by guys from their spawn. So, since I was driving my MBT-70, I made a beeline for the sea point to contest it up there and not just give it away to the enemy. Our sniper ridge can cover it pretty well from over in the north side of the spawn from the western edge of the map here like this, but you can't guarantee it. So I fired off all the smoke rounds I had on the way up at their northern spawn to keep them from being able to shoot me as I got across the open vulnerable spot, and then as I arrived in the sea point, fired off all my actual smoke grenades to cover myself for the capture. That way, if anybody else was coming up, they may be able to drive into the point to stop me from capping it, but they at least would have to come up closer to be able to shoot me and couldn't just sneak up and shoot me from cover. Now I can hear somebody off to the right of me, and then someone gets lit up and marked on the map too. So I'm backing away as fast as I can because, well, the MBT-70 can do that. And then, beautiful side shot into the crew compartment, take out all three of his crew on the KPZ-70 there for the first kill of the battle to go along with my capture. And then I continued backing up just to be sure that there wasn't anybody over there helping him. I've got a little bit of a help coming up behind me to my left now, and I'm moving over to the decently good sniper shot spot here. Spot another KPZ-70 taking the 8-point, take him out with another crew shot. Boy, I love the armor-piercing, fin-stabilized, discarding sabot shells. Let me tell you. And sit back and wait for the smoke to clear at the B point there. It used to be the A point. I have to get used to it being the B point now. The chieftain coming in behind me is getting shot at or artillery. I'm not entirely sure yet. I think he's getting shot at, but I can't see for sure. Spot another KPZ-70 coming around from a run at the B point. I hit his driver, which locked him into place. Luckily, he didn't see me when he swept his gun around to look, and I was able to take out the rest of his crew for my third kill of the battle, and then picked up a leopard coming into the battle. And as I reloaded, I chanced on a shot of him driving in between those buildings, tried to time it. Did not get a good hit on him, or any hit at all for that matter. Baker 1 is the chieftain, Mark 10, who just drove behind me. He was asking if I could AA a plane, but I can't spot or locate the plane he's talking about, so I did a sweep around for it, but I didn't see it, so... Turns out that's what's shooting at him, is, that's what all the hits were coming in on him, were a, ME-262 with the 50mm cannon. And that's where all the explosions were coming from. That's why it wasn't artillery, nor was it a tank. So I tried to put some 20mm rounds up by him, but I did not have the lead down at all. Plus the cannon was acting a little strange because of the angle and depression that I was on my spot here. So I didn't really get very good shots at him, although I think I at least chased him away and discouraged him from hanging out over the top of my chieftain Mark 10. At least that's what I tell myself.
Our victory is near. Enemy forces have captured a zone.
We're doing pretty good with the ticket bleed, but our team is getting a little thinned out, as it were, across the map here, so... For now, we're in a pretty good position to hold both the C and the B point, but we're basically holding them from the southern side of the map, which we can defend the B point pretty well from over here between myself and the Chieftain Mark 10, but it's not a 100% solution by any means. Now, apparently, we've got an enemy who's hanging out in our spawn or very close to our spawn. That's what the guys are pointing out on the map there. I'm trying to spot him from where I am. I can't quite see him. He's behind these buildings. And then I spotted him driving by, but nowhere near enough time to get a shot at him. It basically would have been a waste of a time if I had fired there. The best I could do was mark where I expected him to be and hope that the team could deal with him. And then they did, so it all worked out. We didn't even lose anybody. Backed off to relocate a little because I'd been sitting in the same spot for a bit longer than I really prefer to. Even a good spot like that. And I see somebody gets marked on the mini-map over here for getting hit by something. The enemy team starts taking B naturally right after I displaced from my defensive position overwatching it. But I really wanted to go back and take care of this guy that was back behind both myself and my chieftain near me at the C point. Somebody on the team says that there are 2 tanks in B, so I'll get to that when I can get to that. But for now, I'm going to go deal with whatever it is that's been marked back here. I'm trying to sneak up all cautious-like and try to spot anything moving within the trees. I don't see anything. Nothing obvious. Hoping that he hasn't moved into our spawn. And then I can hear something faintly driving, so I know somebody's around here. I can hear it off to my left and off to the front a little bit, but I'm still not entirely sure what it is. My Chieftain Mark 10 has been taken out from off the C point, so now I'm alone down here south of the C point. So now I'm being even more cautious and kind of just hanging back here, not moving. And then start backing off to try and get behind a little bit more tree cover, because I really don't know where this guy is. And for that matter, I don't know if he's alone. I can hear somebody driving by. I can see people being marked on the minimap, but they're over at B. And I can hear some kind of an engine driving around near me, so I'm searching for him as cautiously as I can. Expecting him at this point to be pushing past me and heading for my spawn, and that's exactly what I spotted. Took him out for the 4th kill of the battle, and then I moved back into position around the C point to see if I could do anything about the guys capturing B. Pick up a Leopard, coming into B, get a good shot in his engine, set him on fire. Hit him in a pretty good place where he couldn't exactly see what was, where I was shooting him from, thankfully. Except for that shot, which put a pretty good hit into my, breach. I risked a shot just to hit him again, because I knew his reload was probably going to be faster than mine. It didn't work out, so then I initialized my, repair. But I know I've got him on fire, so at least there's that. Then I just lit him up with the 20 mils and the 30 cal afterwards to at least mess up whatever he had, whatever kind of sight picture he had to shoot at me. I start getting strafed a bit with the 262A, but then he apparently crashed into the ground right behind me, so that problem was solved. And just as my repair finishes and I'm starting to reload, I get an assist on the Leopard, and I never did find out during the battle what happened to the Chieftain Mark 10, so I didn't notice it while I was chasing down the other KPZ-70 that was over in the trees, so I asked him here and then checked the crew list, or the team list, and he had bailed out from the battle, so unfortunately I was still kind of wondering if it had been the KPZ-70 that I'd killed, or if he'd gotten hit with an airstrike or what. But I didn't know at the time. Again, I can hear someone driving up to me here, coming up to challenge at the C point. I get a really good spot on him, wait for him to show me the side of both his the side of his turret where both his commander and his gunner are. And I'd forgotten that I'd switched over to missiles, so that by the time I reloaded on the Leopard, even if my gun barrel was blown, I was going to risk a shot on the firing off a missile so I could still guide it. However, I was able to get a good follow-up shot with the APF SDS because he didn't quite see where I was. So thankfully was able to kill him, and then I even was able to make use of his smoke screen at the C point to recapture it, so double bonus. There's another mark by my teammates over here on somebody to the south of me, so held in for the capture, and then went investigating. And then I spotted him going by, so now I know what I'm heading for.
Another zone captured. We have the advantage.
Got a pretty good shot right through the RU-251 there, who I'm sure was looking for me because he was in the 262A that had crashed trying to strike me out. Pretty sure he was actually trying to hunt me down or circle around behind me and come in from the south of C, but thankfully I saw him first because somebody else strafed him, otherwise he probably would have got me. Enemy team has taken the B point. I see where they've knocked out a friendly tank there, and I'm searching back and forth to find who did it. They seem to be well hidden from my view. Nearly got bombed out. Extremely close bomb strike there. I had spotted the enemy KPZ-70 there coming in from behind the B point. He went around to try and deal with something, I'm not sure, or else he was just decapping and then trying to make his way up to the A point to decap that as well to stop the ticket bleed. Regardless, I was able to take him out as well with a good shot through the back and take out all of his crew. More bombs dropped on me that were close enough to lift up the back of my tank and throw it around a little, but somehow not cause damage or not cause a fire. And I'm pretty sure that Swagger 897 was the one trying to bomb me there, because he'd made 2 bomb strikes on me that were close enough to pick my tank up and lift it, but not actually cause any serious damage. And believe me, I feel your pain, because I've had that happen to me more times than I can count. So I relocated myself back under some top cover here to keep myself from getting bombed out again if possible. And then we started taking the B point, so I moved up to some place where I could overwatch them, besides the fact that I could hear a Gepard or some sort of AAA firing back from their spawn there. So I'm holding position to try and reload my smoke, and then realize it's just going to take so long to reload all 8 smoke grenades that it's not really worth it. Plus I can see the Gepard who's firing at my team. So generally my rule for spawns is I'm not going to shoot into the spawn. I'm definitely not going to go behind or drive into the spawn, but if you're inside your spawn and you're shooting out of your spawn at my team, in my eyes that makes you an engageable target. That's my personal viewpoint on it. I know not everyone's going to agree with that, but that's the distinction that I make, is if you're firing at my team, excuse me, from within your spawn, I will shoot back at you. If you're making yourself a threat to myself or somebody on your team, then I will take appropriate action and shoot you. Otherwise, if you're coming out of your spawn, I'm not going to shoot you while you're still in your spawn, because I just think that's poor gameplay. In any case, the Gepard was definitely shooting at teammates, so I tried to steer shells right over the top of the hill there. I never did get any good hits on him, but still, I ended up with 7 kills, 1 assist, and 2 captures, and didn't get killed, and that's a pretty good way to run a battle. And of course we won, so clear case of first good battle in a vehicle. And the game agreed, as it gave me 30,000 extra Silver Lions. Not too bad at all. As you can see, the research I got was also based off having had the Talisman during the 5th anniversary sale. So my research was a little bit better than it otherwise could have been, but there you have it. Whole bunch of awards, whole bunch of kill feed. Battle made me pretty happy. That'll do for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought in the comments. We'll see you next time for more War Thunder. Thank you for stopping by and checking this one out. Have a great day.